It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable of. Socrates. Full demon back routine. Get LV Fitness.
Fellas, what's good? So today we got a back workout video. I've been getting a lot of requests for the demon back video, whatever. My back is, it's looking all right, you know what I mean? It's definitely made some progress over the years, and if I can make progress on my back, I know a lot of you guys can, so I will show you exactly what I am doing to grow my back. I'll show you a picture of right here what my back is looking like currently, and then some videos as well. But I will show you exactly what you need to do to get the detail in your back, because here's the thing, a lot of people don't realize that shoulders, chest, yeah, that's important. Getting your waist small is important, but you're not gonna have a V-taper if you don't have your lats, if you're not hitting them properly. So we're gonna do a voiceover for the workout. I'm gonna explain why I do each workout, why I do each exercise, how to do each exercise. There's no deadlifting, there's no unsustainable stuff. So if you work out in a home gym, you can do this workout, right? If you have like a Smith machine with like attachments, you can do this workout. If you go to Planet Fitness, you can do this workout, right? So it's gonna be doable. There's also a free back workout in the bio, so make sure you guys check that out. So you guys can get shredded, of course, get that back, get that V-taper and shit. So let's get right into the video.
All right, so I'm gonna walk you through the entire workout. We start off with some straight arm pull downs to isolate our lats. And it's a good way to get pre-exhausted. You guys know I talk about pre-exhaustion a lot. It's extremely important when you are trying to work your muscles. You want to get lean. Obviously, you want to work your muscles properly though, right? Because if I don't do straight arm pull downs before I go into lat pull downs, then I'm not going to feel my lats as much as I can, right? I like to do isolation. So I either do pull-ups or that. Then we get into the first set of lat pull downs. So when I do my lat pull downs, I bring the bar towards my upper chest and I'm pulling my elbows backwards, and I literally only feel my lats. A lot of you guys struggle with mind muscle connection because you pull with your biceps. Focus on pulling with your lats. All right, so here we go. Second set, we up the weight slightly and we're still getting good reps. So I like to do 4 sets of 10 to 12, the bodybuilder shit, because that actually is going to build your lats. All right, a lot of you guys are like, oh, maybe I should do 2 reps, 3 reps. That goofy shit that you see on TikTok, it doesn't work. And everyone who does build their lats, guess what they're doing? They're doing 8 to 12 reps, like literally. All right, maybe 6 on the last set, but they're keeping it extremely simple. Now, as you can see here, contracting at the bottom, look at the contraction. All right, you can literally see my lats working, you can see my rhomboids, mid traps working, and that's why it's so important to have proper form. Now I go into underhand pull downs, right? 4 more sets. You're gonna notice this shit is high volume. All right, it's high volume, fucking the shit out my back. So we do a couple of sets of that. Like I said, 4 sets, we're getting 10 reps, and I'm really focusing on my lats. As you can see, I'm pulling with my lats. All right, I'm using my hands to hold the bar, but I'm pulling the bar down with my lats. Then we get into some cedar rows for the hoes. But anyways, yeah, so we're getting a good stretch and squeeze. As you can see, stretch, squeeze, stretch, squeeze. 4 sets of 10 on this shit. All right, and then as you can see from here, you can see my back contracting very, very clearly. All right, you can see it contracting. So I could do the whole stack on this, but I prefer controlled reps, because that's always going to give you better contraction, and it's going to end up making you look more aesthetic. All right, this is one of the latter sets. The weight's a little bit heavier, but still my form is solid. All that swinging and shit that a lot of you guys do, that is not how you get results. All right, you need to make sure that you're controlling the weights. If you don't control the weights, the weight are controlling you. It's literally that simple. All right, and there's way too much of that. When I go to the gym, I see people, they ask me questions. They're like, hey man, how do your lats look like that? Your back looks crazy. And then I see them do the reps and they're swinging. All right, so we're doing hella sets of this shit. Like I said, 4 sets of 10 controlled reps. All right, I have control the entire time. I'm pulling with my lats. Mind muscle connection is insane. All right, that's all I feel. Then we get into the 1 arm rows, right? Because I like to isolate each side, right? Because I used to have, one of my lats used to be bigger than the other one. So this is why I do the isolation movement in general. All right, and it helps a lot. It literally will have your back looking shredded, but also you can really isolate each light and feel it, right? Another thing I recommend is posing. Practice some posing. I'm not great at posing, but I practice it and it helps with my mind muscle connection. All right, so I recommend, everyone do that for sure. And yeah, so I do 3 sets of 12 reps on each side for the one arm rows, just because it feels good. Sometimes I'll use one of the machines for it. I'll use like a Arsenal Strength or Nautilus. But this day I was just like, you know what? Let me just do on the seated row machine. Then we get into the finisher. I like to do some pull-ups, right? And I superset this shit with straight arm pull down. So I'm literally just blasting the lats, all right? So this is more of a width day. I do have some days where I go more for thickness, but this is mostly a width day, all right? So I'm focusing mostly on width. So as you can see, the demon back is in full effect, all right? It's in full effect. So in order to exhaust my lats, because I literally make my lats go to the point where they're like cramping, bro. Like the next day they might be cramping sometimes. So I do 4 sets of pull-ups supersetted with the straight arm pull downs. I will show you guys the straight arm pull downs right after this. Like I said, the first 4 sets of straight arm pull downs, I don't really count it. That's like a warm-up. But this set right here, this is like a finisher, so I definitely count it. So I'm doing pull-ups, then I'm doing the straight arm pull downs, then I'm doing pull-ups, and I'm doing straight arm pull downs. And as you can see, the demon back right here. So we're definitely working, doing what we need to do. And yeah, man, it's literally super, super, super important for you to blast your lats if you want to see them grow. Then we finish off with some curls for the girls. Nothing crazy. 3 sets. I really don't hit biceps that much, but I just threw them in because I was like, I might as well. Now we're doing some flexing. Nothing crazy. But yeah, I'll just put some music over this, and then that would be pretty much the video. I appreciate you guys watching.
All right, fellas, that is the video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you watched this through this entirety, appreciate you for that. And like I said, follow these workouts and you'll literally get a shredded back if you're consistent, if you're eating what you need to, which is extremely important. Because if you go and do these workouts, you're not progressively overloading, you're not eating what you're supposed to, you're not hitting high protein, guess what? You're not gonna get the back you want. And another thing is, once you build that mass, once you cut down because you're eating how you're supposed to, you're eating in a deficit, guess what? You're gonna get even leaner, you're gonna look better. So anyways, I'm gonna make more vlogs. I have my refeed day coming up, which is like 5,000 calories, because a lot of people don't understand the science behind that. They just have no idea. Like if I put, oh, I just had 6,000 calories yesterday, people are like, oh my gosh, you can't do that, you can't do that. They don't understand refeed, they don't understand science, they don't understand insulin sensitivity in leaner people. Like it's just completely different. All right, leaner active people versus sedentary fat average American. Like there's a huge fucking difference. But anyways, appreciate y'all watching the video. More workout videos coming, more day of eatings, more vlogs are on the way. I'm gonna start doing that a little bit more. Now, link is in the description for one-on-one coaching if you're serious, but also link is in the description for the shredded free back workout. Lock in, let's get it.